What up, my freaks? Reminiscence Sight here with another Battlefleet Gothic Armada 2 Skalgrim Mod ship spotlight. So continuing our look at the Adeptus Mechanicus and their cruiser reworks in this particular version, we will now be taking a look specifically at the Lunar cruiser. Now, a bit of a preface, I've never liked the Lunar cruiser specifically, as I don't really like what it stands for in a lighter ship. This is particularly true of the vanilla and not perhaps so true of the modded version, which we will discuss in a few seconds. For the vanilla version of the Lunar was sort of a jack-of-all-trades type of cruiser. Well, perhaps not even all trades, but jack of some trades. It wasn't even a jack of all trades. But anyway, the original Lunar cruiser, both for the Imperial Navy and for the Adeptus Mechanicus, had a mix of lance battery weapons and macro weapons as well. So 2 long-range and 2 close-range broadsides. And I really don't like that. Because if you want to take a close-range fleet, then you have another option, a much more effective option to bring. If you want to take a long-range fleet, or even a mid-range fleet, you have better options. This thing did nothing well, essentially. And obviously, the Adeptus Mechanicus's prow weapon was the Nova Cannon, and the Imperial Navy's was the Nova Cannon, which this keeps. Now, in the Skalgrim mod, there is no Lunar cruiser for the Imperial Navy. I don't think it would be necessary anyway, because I don't think it actually adds much, if anything. And the Adeptus Mechanicus version is quite a bit changed up. And I think that really does work better. The cruisers are more specialized. They have more distinct roles, as opposed to the sort of jack-of-all-trades Swiss Army knife thing that the Lunar had going before. And I suppose that what you'd want to say is that that approach, that doctrine, does work for the Imperial Navy, as they do tend to be a jack-of-all-trades type of faction. But I still say that that particular cruiser doesn't really add much. Anyway, in the Mechanicus version, or the reworked Mechanicus version, we retain that Nova Cannon. It is the only Nova Cannon that the Adeptus Mechanicus have access to this early in the cruiser class, as well as now maintaining the 2 lance battery weapons, but changing the macros to a launch bay, making this Lunar a true support ship, a true long-distance ship that has launch bays. It has ranged firepower in the form of the lance batteries, and then it has the Nova Cannon. Especially before, when you have something like Nova Cannons, you don't want to take a Lunar close, but then you had those macro battery weapons, which would be doing basically no damage at a distance. So you either do very little damage, or you risk getting wrecked when your cruiser goes up close and then gets critted out in terms of its Nova Cannons. Now, in its current form, you never want to get this thing close. Losing a launch bay, losing a Nova Cannon, that absolutely cripples the amount of damage that any of these things can dish out. Otherwise, it is a pretty standard cruiser with an 83 front armor and 67 side armor. It is identical to the other Adeptus Mechanicus cruisers. In other ways, this cruiser is interesting because it does still have an analog to the Imperial Navy, but it is now the Mars-class battlecruiser. It's essentially become the same ship as the Mars-class, but a little bit cheaper, which I'll get into in a second. Mars-class similarly has launch bays, lances, and a Nova Cannon. Support ships all around, right? The difference, of course, is that the Mars-class carries 2 turrets and is 15 points more expensive. Now, those 2 turrets actually add a considerable amount of firepower, especially because turrets can fire all around while you're kiting, while you're not positioned, or while you're facing forward and trying to fire your Nova Cannon, which made me originally think that perhaps either the Lunar cruiser was too expensive for what it does, or the Mars class was too cheap for what it does. I wasn't entirely sure which one, just by virtue of that difference in points and the difference in turrets. However, we also have to consider that the Lunar is meant to be a long-range cruiser, but it has 1,000 shield, like the other Adeptus Mechanicus cruisers that are not the Tyrant. 1,000 shield is 2.5 times as much shield as the cruiser classes on the Imperium, and it is a lot of extra effective HP, especially when you're fighting at a distance and not in close combat. They do have a little bit less of a hull point, but this will make them considerably more tanky at range. So I think that's what That's what makes up the difference. Would I bring a Lunar over a Mars? I'm not entirely sure. Would I also bring it over an Omega? I am once again not sure. Nova Cannons are very, very valuable, but I think at the point difference, I would probably personally invest in Omegas over the Lunars. Although these once again do offer the nice amount of support ships. They sort of fill a role similar to the Devastation of the Chaos Fleet, in that you don't want a fleet made up of nothing but Devastations, and I don't think you'd want a fleet made up of nothing but Lunars as well, because, well, I'm doing this with a fleet with nothing but Lunars, basically, but that's because it's a Lunar showcase, right? Generally, these things are going to want some tankier ships up front, even if you're generally fighting at a distance, because you don't really want to get anybody to close with you, especially with the Nova Cannons. Once again, if you're trying to close, like with it having macros previously, you really can't aim those Nova Cannons very well when you've got enemies up in your face. So, you know, there's that. Still, it's an interesting design. It's a bit of a cheaper way to bring, as I said, that Mars cruiser in, and that does allow you to field cheaper sort of supports. It is, however, considerably more expensive than the Devastation, but the Devastation does not have that Nova Cannon. So yeah, occupies a sort of midline role between the two. Perhaps that's what I was getting at, but closer to the Mars. Anyway, this is the cruiser itself. We're pretty familiar with it, as it does share the hull with all the other Adeptus Mechanicus cruisers. Okay, that's a Grand Cruiser. With all the other Adeptus Mechanicus cruisers, they're all essentially identical, but change the weapon. So those who are familiar with the game, I've already seen this particular ship in slightly modified versions many a time, and I believe that's it. It's a classic design, cohesive, vanilla. I mean, obviously been thought out, and we have plenty of lore to refer to when looking at the vanilla ships, because they had references. But anyway, hide user info now. Go back to Fleet Builder. Let's take this thing out for a test drive. As I said, I did get a bunch of Lunars. I wouldn't make a fleet like this normally. I'd probably bring a few Lunars to provide Nova Cannon support, especially in smaller battles. That would make it for a fairly decent sort of flagship, because it can stay back. The cost is a little bit high for me in the cruiser tonnage, personally, as well as the fact that they can't actually output a lot of weapons fire. If your launch base fail, i.e. if the enemy fleet has a better carrier capacity than you do, and once you're out of Nova Cannons, these things are very, very weak with just the 2 Lance Battery weapons. So you have to make both of the launch base and the Novus count in order to be able to justify the 180 cost. But generally, the Adeptus Mechanicus cruisers are quite a bit more expensive than their Imperial Navy counterparts, by virtue, I take it, of that insane amount of shielding that will allow them to, fight pretty well at a distance. Now, in terms of upgrades, pretty obvious. I'm going to go for damage as much as possible. And Advanced Void Shield Pattern, there we go. I was trying to remember whether there was another thing that we could take here, but the Mars Pattern reactor fees only apply to the flagship, so that doesn't really help. I mean, we could buff it just to get that extra Nova Cannon firing, but I feel like the one Nova Cannon, if we're losing, wouldn't be able to save us anyway, so yeah. And plus, these all apply to every single ship, and you really want that extra armor on the 1,000 shield that these things bring. Otherwise, we're going to bring an Augur Pro, because I haven't brought escorts, instead bringing 2 Defiance, which are sort of similar to the Lunars in that they have lance turrets as well as a little bit of carrier capacity. And then lastly, I think we will go with, let's go with another Mecha Dominator. Once again, I don't want to get the Rad Tempest device or the Cybernetic Orb, just because it outshines what we're working with here. Now, Asuryani. You know what? I kind of want to go up against enemy Adeptus Mechanicus, interestingly enough, because I feel like that would, I mean, we could go up against Chaos as well. I'll just go up against Admech. I want to see Admech on Admech, because they will also have long range and stuff like that. Alrighty, let's see if we can do this. It really depends on what they bring. If they bring a, I don't know, a Mars-class carrier and some other stuff, we probably just lose out on any of our ability to get our, oh, look at you, Defiance, so adorable. fighters doing much of anything, or at least I think so. All right, let's keep our admiral ship in the back here, and like so, and like so, and like so. Pretty simple. We'll have to move up, but not too far. We do still, as I said, want to maintain distance. And what do we have here? It is a Fabricator Arc Dominus with 13,000 HP. Oh man, okay, well this is going to be dangerous. It's going to be very dangerous, and that's a lot of fighters. Now I'm actually curious, will one Fabricator Arc's fighters be enough to hold back all of our fighters plus turrets? It might be. I don't remember how many launch bays it has. I want to say 12. 4 super heavies. Okay, fine, close enough. Close enough. Alright, well, regardless, let us see how this works out. I probably should have waited a little bit to launch it. Now, if we can somehow manage to crit out his deck and Mecha Dominator it, that would be really, really useful. But I am very scared of the amount of firepower that it can bring out. Divine Ascension, not a bad name either. Let's see. Alright, our Strike Crafter, good, I think. They're swarming, they're doing their thing. Alright, nice. I guess we want to send out some fighters their way, and also I think we want to stop here. And are we in range of our Novas? No, but we're almost, we're getting there. Everybody recover your fighters. I want to take out the turrets of this thing so we can start bombing it soon. Go. It's gonna just keep using its what's it called? Its Canticle of the Omnissiah to repair those turrets, so we do have to keep an eye on that. Unfortunately, the boarding torps, I think, will get shot down. Right, game. Oh, for the love of... Okay, maybe you recall your fighters. Damn it. Curse you, boarding torps. Hopefully we can shoot them down. Okay, we're okay there. We'll keep one set of defensive fighters. And now, can we hit you with a couple Novas, or at least the... escorts? There's another ship here. I want to hit you with a couple Novas. Want to kill all the Fabricator Arc's escorts. Hey, don't stop. Damn you. We want to hit them before they... okay, are you going to hide here? No. Alright, you guys turn, and they're firing their own Nova Cannon at us, which is just fine. Wait. Are you moving again? Yeah, you're moving again. Hit it again. Before its shields come back up. Yeah, kill all the smaller ships before we deal with the Fabricator Arc, because that's going to be the biggest issue here. Okay, our fighters are already coming back, it seems. Oh, they're going after this fighter swarm. Kind of annoying. Alrighty, let's just send more fighters there. Alright, that ship is now gone. The Nova Cannons have taken it out. You guys are trapped and are about to get hit by another Nova Cannon shot. We don't have our own Nova Cannons ready for a while. And I think they have one more ship somewhere around here. Alright, the Fabricator Arc stopped while firing its Nova Cannon, which is decent for us. We're gonna have to move soon, though, and try to surround it and kill it. How are those turrets looking? Alright, at 40 now. Keep launching fighters. Just keep launching them out there. We can destroy those turrets. Oh, and it's in range. Okay, we have to move forward before our ships start getting ripped apart. It looks like it outranges us, unfortunately. Is that still up, or did they get another one going? Well, I guess we'll see. Oh yeah, here come the shots. Alright, brace for impact because you're being focused, and face forward so that your prow weapon is close enough. I think, contrary to what you normally want to do with this thing, maybe we want to board this thing. Will I get closer to it? On the other hand... Okay, you guys move. On the other hand, we also have to consider the fact that we... maybe send some of our ships to board. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the optimum route here is. Ooh, hello. Alright, keep moving, doing burnout again. You just stop, Mr. Admiral. And, oh, they're launching torps. Pretty clever. We're burning all ahead. Oh, we're gonna lose all our shields. Damn. AI brought some good stuff against our particular fleet here, didn't it? And yeah, we're having a real tough time breaking down that thing's shields. You can't go the Omnissiah, please. We're gonna need to break it down with Nova Cannons as best we can. And, oh, damn it. It's firing its own Nova Cannon. This is gonna hurt, buddy. I should have braced you. I'm gonna brace you right now. You're about to die. More Nova Cannons, everybody. And trap it with an Eye of the Omnissiah as well. Try to Mecha Dominator it. I think you're dead. Try to move up forward. Yeah, you're definitely dead. Move up in front of it. Alright, the Nova Cannons have penetrated its shields. Everybody go forward. Do they have any more fighters left? I don't think so. Everybody launch bombers. Alright, you are mutinying now. You can move forward, repair. Oh no, repair or rally. Nope, definitely repair. You're already dead. Target that deck if you can. If we can get borders to damage it, that'd be just swell. I still have 29 turrets, so I guess shoot them down, but also send bombers at the same time. Damn, look at that damage. Not surprising. And oh, wow, our Admiral. Okay, our Admiral's dead. Ooh, we just got a Mecha Dominator out there. Everybody move in. Admiral, you need to run. You need to run, buddy. You need to run where you can't get hit. That Mecha Dominator was really necessary here. Everybody move up close, and yeah, I know once again that is going to be bad in terms of our ability to... okay. Oh, that Mecha Dominator. So useful when the enemy only has one ship. Keep boarding it, keep boarding it. I'd love to get some more ships that are close enough to actually board it. There we are. I really wish you weren't on fire. Come on, we got repairs coming in soon. You guys need to stop. Okay, and more bombers, please. And more boarders and more boarders. We just don't have enough boarding capability to actually do too much to this thing. I'm not entirely sure that we could take this thing out. I mean, look how little damage we're doing. At least its deck has been critted out, so if you can manage to survive, we can Mecha Dominator you again. Mecha Dominator completely screws this, doesn't it? Machine spirit appeased. Ouch, poor AI. You just keep lock on. We need to keep critting this thing. And we do have more Nova Cannons available. Once again, once you get too close. Not the ideal situation. You can Nova Cannon it, but nobody else can. And that's fine. Wait 10 seconds until Mecha Dominator, so fire your Nova Cannon, and then Mecha Dominator right after. Like that won't hit any of our own ships. Keep shooting it. And another Mecha Dominator as soon as that's done. Do it again? Alright, I'm gonna have another battle because this feels like a cheap way to win, but it's partly why I brought the Mecha Dominator. But it goes to show you why you mostly want these ships, I think, as a support fleet. They have no chance against this thing. Look how little damage we're doing, even with all of our bomber flights and stuff, and this thing completely disabled. Without it, it would have ripped them apart. I could probably build a more effective fleet to show it off, but then we'd be showing off the damage of the other ships. Call it a light command ship, I suppose. Alright, well now this thing is having a pretty bad day, especially since it can't launch any of its own bombers or fighters or anything like that. We do have more Nova Cannons available. Wait, you're a Defiant. We also should get more boarders going. Anybody who's close enough, board it, please. You guys are not close enough? Well then just move closer, it's not like it's hurting you. You know what, let's risk it and move everybody else even closer as well, including our Admiral, because it can't move. I feel bad for the AI just because of this, but once again, this is one of the risks of bringing something like a Titan when it gets disabled. I mean, I suppose we could have brought a stasis bomb on top of that. That would have made it even worse for the enemy. But I do tend to bring stasis bombs fairly often, so I didn't want to necessarily rely on them every time. And keep launching bombers. Slowly rip it apart. Very, very slowly, but you can see how little damage only 2 lances do. Alright, another Mecha Dominator. This thing's dead. Oh, poor ship, poor ship. Target its engines, I think. Keep boarding. And I guess you don't get close enough, but you want to hide behind everybody else. There we go. Now let's very, very slowly bring this ship down because we don't have good troop capacity, or I think we have poor troop efficiency because this is not a Tyrant cruiser. Yeah, poor troop efficiency. We're doing barely any troop damage this entire time. But hey, something. Alright, keep ripping it apart. Very slowly and systematically. Man. Poor AI. Poor AI. We'll try it with another fleet, although it makes me think that maybe we'll bring like a couple different ships just to... Maybe we'll try facing off against the Eldari, we'll see. That would make it pretty difficult as well because they would have the fighters to support us. Ideally, we'd be up against like the orcs or something like that, but like this, I think we're fine. You're about to rout. I do believe you can, because you have a bravery bar. Oh, are you unable to rout while in Mecha Dominator? Well, that doesn't matter. And keep on boarding it, I guess. Oh, it might actually lose one of its stages. I.e. go into yellow. before it dies, perhaps. Honestly, this is partially more of a showcase of Mecha Dominator than it is of anything else.
Legio Cybernetica have boarded the enemy.
I certainly hope so. And will you die first, or will you get that troop down to yellow? One. Again, one more, 61 HP, moment of truth. Hey, there we go. Managed to de-troopify it by one stage. And there we go. There you have it, the Lunar Cruiser. Oh, man. Alrighty, I suppose we'll use it as a support ship. I suppose as a support ship, it does offer a lot more than what it would offer as a line ship. Let's just edit the fleet here and take it against the Eldari or something like that. Say you keep 2 of these, then they offer enough fighters to help, and then they offer a couple Nova Cannons, and together we can take, let's say, like, you could do anything. You could go carriers, you could go artillery, you could go, you know what, I don't want to bring Gothics just by virtue of the fact that we're going to have to take a look at the Gothics separately later, so let us get a couple of Omegas. These guys can slow them down. They'll be the cheap Nova Cannons. In fact, we can do 3 Omegas, and then a... You get a bunch of these little guys. Or wait, 75, we could bring a light cruiser. How about another Defiant for even more fighter capability protecting us? And I believe we can go for 2 Firestorms. Alright, happy with that. Launch it one more time, acting as a support ship this time, but I'd wanted us to go against the Eldari. Let's go against the Eldari. Now is proper command ships. I do still think that for the amount of firepower, this ship is too expensive for what you'd want to bring, and thus, as I said, you wouldn't want to bring more than a couple in your fleet. You also do want to consider the fact that the comparison to the Mars class at 15 points more expensive, and as I said, those 2 turrets would really, really help it out. You guys... move in here. They'll come to us. And this time, I suppose this is the kind of fleet that you do want to maintain distance with. So, let's get you all in here. And they will approach us, and they will have a bad time of it. And you guys are right here, or at least I hope they'll have a bad time. And then now that we have Omegas to support with our Nova Cannons, you can go out there and act as a decoy later if we should so desire. Now, you guys are all going to go forward. We're going to set up our auger probe right here. The enemy has a decent amount of carrier capacity, launching 7 flights, which means I think, yeah, this is a decent spot there.
Receiving your order.
In terms of the amount of interceptors that we can bring to deal with that, should we desire to do so. Now, what I want to do here is, hoping that, let's say, you don't disappear. Let's do that. With bombers. And then we're going to set you guys to hide in a couple of seconds. So that these enemy fighters start moving away. And do it now. Are you gonna hide? No, okay, we're good. And you know what, let's speed it up. They have to take their time to get to us.
With matchless efficiency.
There we go. And did we set up our auger probe? Okay, there it is. And we might be able to hit you with some bombers. Target that engine. Hey, there we go. Did a little bit of damage even. Lovely. Alright, now you guys back off, back off. Keep the enemy identified, though. Even kite him a little bit. Huh, did the enemy not bring, did not bring escorts this time around? Well, either way. You guys just gonna go into auto-engagement. You know what, cancel order, just auto-engage whatever you can. Let's target your engine. You keep getting away. You guys maintain distance. Set up another auger probe right here. And we do now have Nova Cannons for when the enemy moves up. We could trap it, but do we really want to trap one cruiser? I think it should die. By virtue of the Nova or not the Nova Cannons. Although, we could fire our regular Nova Cannons on it while it's moving slowly like this. In fact, if we could hit both ships, that'd be swell. There we go. Still not taking too much damage to the Omega artillery because its hollow fields are full, but this does put a smile on my face. There we go. Alrighty, and you know what? I'll launch some bombers at you. Oh, that's a fighter craft, isn't it? You know what? Take the bombers back. Take the bombers back. No need to lose them. Alright, keep marking these guys up. And you move away as well. Move and hide behind this thing, that you don't get killed. There we go, use it for cover. Right there, and then brace for impact, because you won't be able to hide anymore. You, not close enough. Man, Eldari getting really, really tanky with those hollow fields in this mod, which is nice. It does make abilities a lot more effective against the Eldari in general. We still have Mecha Dominator as well. You know what? Stop. Well, let's use our Mecha Dominator to kill you. And once again, this is really showing how useful Mecha Dominator can be, especially in smaller fleet engagements. In massive engagements, not as helpful. You maybe want to move over here and revive your buddy. Your engines are now done. You've been Mecha Dominated, and I think the next Omega Artillery. Yeah, there we go. When the artillery can hit, then it's all good. Number 1 target, please. There's an admiral out there. There's still plenty of ships to go. And you can brace. And they will start moving towards us soon. And let's set up another auger probe just in case. Let's send out some bombers at you. I think those fighters are going to be too far. And oh, they tried to stasis bomb that one ship, those poor idiots. Ooh, some of the artillery's hit. Very, very nice. Yeah, so when the artillery actually lands, that really hurts. Oh wait, and I just realized that is the Omega Artillery affected by... It counts as a lance, right? So it's not affected by reload, but it is affected by lock-on. Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Lock-on still increases its crit as well. Nice. That's another ship that's gonna go down. And you guys continue providing support for those Novas. Let's see if we can't hit you. Oh, hello. We're visible now, but you are gonna stay still, therefore you're gonna get hit with some Novas. You guys, no, don't fire that. Fire at these guys. Yeah, just fire your broadsides. In fact, if you could fire your broadsides at that ship, nah, it's not gonna work. Alright, just try to get their Admiral if you can, please. And you guys, can we Mecha Dominate the Admiral? Target that deck once again.
State your order.
Come on. Alright, hit it with bombers. Maybe we can destroy its deck. Now they have to approach us. But I suppose with the long-range AdMech fleets, you really do want to take advantage of the clouds and stuff. Oh, it looks like one of those Lance Artilleries did hit. There we go, Mecha Dominator. You're screwed now, buddy. You're screwed.
Receiving your order.
And get ready for those Lance Artilleries to hit it, and the bombers are going in, not doing a lot of damage, but that's fine. We only primarily want the bombers here for, or rather the ordnance here for defensive purposes. We never expected 3 small flights of bombers to do that much damage, and you are just about done there, Flame of Assyrian. And we have more Nova Cannons ready to go soon, which we will use to, I think, I have the Omnissiah, these guys, trapping them forevermore. You are gonna ignore. I think we want to board you. Please die. 2 HP, there we go. And we got some mutinies going. Alright, number 1 target is gonna be you, because I think you're gonna come back, unless... Oh, you already did. Okay. Hey, boarding actions. Alright, target this guy, while this guy gets screwed over by that, and bomb him. Nice.
To serve the Omnissiah.
Yeah, you really, really need another sort of... And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to space these guys sideways so they can add their lance firepower. That was my bad. I completely forgot. I had them turned primarily to use their Nova Cannons, but to be fair, it's not a lot of firepower. And then use those Nova Cannons. So maybe we should have kept turned. There we go. And turn right back, please. Actually, the ship should be dead. Those Nova Cannons will either rout it or destroy it. Which will be destroy it. And that'll be that for this battle. Alrighty, I'm going to try experimenting with the Lunar a little bit more in various fleet compositions in skirmish, as I am curious as to what the optimal way of incorporating it into your fleets is. I just feel that most ships add a lot more value in terms of firepower, but once again, you have to remember that this is a support ship that is supposed to provide various things. The lances are incidental. Call it a Nova carrier and a light carrier. Just don't pay attention to the fact that it has a little bit of lance firepower available to it. And that's it for this time. Next time we'll be taking a look at, I believe, the Gothic or one of the other cruisers that got a rework. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment for your friendly neighborhood heretic. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.